Good morning, everybody. It is 9:01. I'm getting closer to 9 o'clock on a Thursday morning here in Winterset, Iowa at the Iowa Quilt Museum. I am Melody Reels, the director here. Good morning. Usually kind of wait till people log on, but I think a lot of people watch this afterwards. If you don't know, I download these live videos off of Facebook and upload them onto YouTube. So if there's ever a time that you miss this, because Facebook only keeps the videos on their page, a live video for, 30 days, depending on whatever. So anyway, so if you ever miss a video, you're welcome to go over to our YouTube channel, which is also Iowa Quilt Museum. Just look us up there, and these videos are also on there, as well as other promotional videos and things like that. Good morning. Welcome. It is August 28th, 2025, everybody. Real quick, so we're doing the whole, Sylvia takes a photo of a block, guess the name of that block, and then I reveal it, and then we talk about that quilt. Well, she actually took a picture of that quilt back there, right there, this one. And if you remember, I did this one and that one, the first video of this exhibit. And yes, to those who said it was a 9-block, 9-patch, is that what it's called? Yeah, a 9-patch block. That's what it is called. It is on that quilt. So I decided to feature a quilt today that had the same thing, similar, and we're going to talk about it. We are going to learn some history today. But before we get that, here's my notes. Thank you for donations. People who have been mailing in donations for the Share Your Stash sale. I cannot tell you how grateful we are for that. Mailing, they're making phone calls, sending emails saying, I'm going to drive 2, 3, 4 hours away. I just want to make sure you're open. And so, yes, if we're not open, I live 4 blocks from the museum. I will come down and help you unload your car. So thank you to everybody who is donating for Share Your Stash sale. That sale will be on November 8th. We are taking collections till October 10th. We're getting it all organized for you. We are taking not just fabric and thread and quilt notions, but yarn, crochet needles, any kind of crafting supply, needlepoint that you want to donate. It's just going to be one big giant craft sale with an emphasis on quilting. But that is, thank you to everybody doing that. Also, this collection is by Julie Silver. She's out in the Bay Area. She is going to be coming through the state of Iowa. She will be here September 13th and 14th. The 13th is a Saturday. We're going to do a gallery reception. So it's open to the public, $10 a person. It's $10 suggested donation, but she will be here that evening here talking about these quilts. You can hear from her yourself instead of my little AI Google deep dive that I do right before these videos each morning, Thursday morning. Also, she's going to be here September 14th, and she's going to do a trunk show at the Iowa Theater. At the Iowa Theater at 10 a.m. that Sunday morning. Will have quilts with her, so she's going to do a trunk show and show that. And same idea, same thing. Sorry, excuse me. Same thing. They are going to, it's a suggested donation of $10. So I hope you can join us for that. If you might already be here that weekend. Do you see that? We've got exciting stuff going on upstairs. I will talk about that in a second. We have barn quilt painting classes that weekend as well. Saturday the 13th from 1 to 5 and Sunday the 14th from 1 to 5. So you can incorporate that. If you're already going to be here for the barn quilting class, just stay after your class on Saturday and come on over and do the gallery reception, or come Sunday morning before your class and see the trunk show, or vice versa. If you're going to come here to see Julie Silver, stay and take a barn quilt class. All this helps. Those classes is a fundraiser for the museum to do things like this upstairs, which I'm going to talk about in a second, because I'm going to tell you one more thing. October 25th and 26th. If you can't make it September 13th and 14th for a barn quilt class, you can come October 25th and 26th. Website, go to our website, iowaquiltmuseum.org for more information. Facebook, I have posts on Facebook about it, Instagram, and sometimes I have videos on YouTube about it, and TikTok. So, upstairs. So, there's going to be some traffic noises this video. They are putting in a new air exchanger to get some of them, we're in an old building, so it's getting some of that old air out and it's going to get new air in, and we're really excited about that. And that's kind of the first stage of our renovation or our updating of upstairs. So we have a campaign on our website. If you'd like to donate to our project upstairs, there is a thing for that, a button for that. We are trying, it's a great, beautiful space, and maybe when they're not up there, I'll take you up there. But it's just big and open, and there is a lady that does yoga up there, but we would like to utilize it more with more lighting, more electrical outlets, and some design walls, and then also that air exchange to get some fresh air up there. So it's a big project for us. We did get a grant to pay for most of it. We've gotten a local donation from another nonprofit here in town, which is amazing. So we're able to kind of get that moving. So we're really excited about that. Can we get to the quilt already? Good Lord, I talk forever. Okay, so nine patch block is what you guys guessed. And yes, that's what it is. I'm going to show you what is a double 9 patch block. So we're going to flip you around. This is a double 9 patch, dimension 72 by 78, circa 1860, found in Oregon, unknown maker. Get your quilts labeled, everybody, so this tragedy doesn't happen. Lender is obviously Julie Silberg. This quilt story. When I see quilts made with little tiny pieces, I automatically assume I'm looking at a scrap quilt where the quilt maker found a way to use up every last little bit of her fabric. Not here. The quilt maker used the same blue printed fabric throughout as the ground in each of the 9 patch blocks. This makes me think her motivation was something other than practicality or thrift. So what I am loving about this exhibit, because I love, is doing a little deep dive and doing a little research. And when I have a little video that says it's just a quilt, and then my response is no, it's not, because oh gosh, I hope that's not too loud. It's not just a quilt. This is our history. This is our legacy. This is art. These quilts tell stories. So if you did a little research like I did, and I mean little, I could tell you the history of the double 9 patch quilt pattern here, known also as an Irish chain, evolved from the simple 9 patch block, gaining popularity in the 19th century for its frugality and versatility. Originating from weaving designs, this block uses small squares to create a distinctive secondary pattern when set together, making a favorite for using fabric scraps. Its simple construction made it easy to teach and a valuable skill for young girls, especially during periods of fabric scarcity like the Civil War. So, this was obviously the 19th century, in the 1800s that this quilt is, dated 1860. There is alternating blocks. There's different design variations. Double 9 patch is often alternated with plain squares to create a chain effect. So here you have the little white squares in here to create a chain effect. Disappearing 9 patch for a more complex look. The double disappearing 9 patch can be created by slicing and rearranging the block to complicate results that is still easy to make. It talks about sashing and borders, which is not the case here. And then it also miniature blocks. For a very intricate, historically inspired look, the entire quilt can be made from very tiny double 9 patch blocks. So when I first looked up this quilt pattern, I'm going to come in just a little bit so we can get a closer look as I talk about it. When I first did my little Google search, it wanted to say that this was a, God bless it, you know what a great reader I am, Burgoyne surrounded quilt block, which is not quite right. It's similar, but not the same at all. Because even though that quilt block uses a variation of the 9 patch units, but it's also got a circle motif. So, when I talk about history and quilting, sorry, I got distracted from the work upstairs. Okay, it's, you know, the Bourgogne. Okay, I'm going to show you the words so you know what I'm writing here. And then you can go, okay. That right there. Bourgogne, Bourgogne, Bourgogne. How about Bourgogne? Surrounded. That quilt block was created out of 9 blocks, a 9-patch, double 9-patch block, and it references a time in history during the Revolutionary War. I mean, how fantastic is that? So when I talk about quilts being our history, you know, there is reasoning here. So here is what my first dive thought this block was, but this is really what it is here. So it'll give you an idea of the difference, because this is talking about a time where a British general was surrounded, encircled by troops at Saratoga in 1777. So see how this is surrounded. These are not surrounded. This is a double 9-patch quilt. And I just want to also, we'll take you over to a 9-patch block for us non-quilters. So this is here. This is the 9-patch block here. So see how it's bigger, and this is a double because you have them doubled up in here. So let's take a closer look. Same fabric. This one looks a little lighter in here when you get closer, but it could be just some discoloration, but it's purposeful. Is it just the big blocks that is those colors? And let's look at her stitching here, her quilting. I think she's uniformed across the whole quilt. It is. Great fabric. Let's take a look at the back. One time I posted, I think that first quilt, that first week, somebody said it's so crinkly. Well, you know, these are from the 1800s, so that's going to happen. I kind of like how these kind of go off into a void. So then they almost look like a cross instead of the 9-patch block in there. And then you've got the chain effect, right? It just goes straight down. The chain's broken up with the double there. You know, she says, Julie says at the end of her quilt story that it says, it makes me think the motivation was something other than practicality or thrift. These quilts there's a handful, maybe 2 that seem to be maybe scrappy quilts. These are purposeful, these quilts, which, you know, makes me wonder again, is this a sign of, was it a gift? So they put extra time and care into it, and maybe they actually purchased fabric for it. Is it a sign of wealth that they could purchase fabric and they could take their time with the quilting, you know, because they weren't rushing to get it done, you know, before winter? What I'm noticing is the discoloration. Okay, so this is a little lighter, but the smaller squares are darker. But then when I come up here, darker squares, lighter, smaller squares. I don't know if she does that continually. All right, everybody. Double 9-patch quilt. We learned something. We learned about the double 9-patch quilt, the 9-patch quilt, and let me say that one more time. Bourgogne, B-U-R-G-O-Y-N-E. He's British. I can't help it. He's a British general. Look it up. It's pretty fascinating. Okay, everybody. Thank you for joining. To hear the work going on up there. Pretty exciting. Maybe next week I'll take you upstairs and you can take a look and see what we're doing up there in the space we have up there. But anyway, have a wonderful weekend. Thank you for joining, and we'll see you next Thursday at 9 a.m. Thanks, everybody.